Hi everyone. Today I will take you through the garbage record book. The garbage record book is essentially something that is often asked in the oral examination. So today we'll understand the structure of this record book and what it entails. Now this is one type of a garbage record book. There could be other types as well, but more or less this is the basic structure of a garbage record book. Alright, so let's understand what is a garbage record book, what is it used for, what are the entries required to be made. So let's start from the cover page itself. So you can say the cover page itself says it's garbage record book. Let's say garbage logbook, and what you have at the front page is the name of the ship. Right, this is where you put your ship's name, the distinctive number or letters. So this could be the official number of the vessel or the call sign of the vessel or both. Then you have the IMO number, which is individual to every ship, so you have to put the IMO number. And then the period. So the period is when you start the garbage record book and when you make the last entry in the record book. So you must mention the period here. This is for audit purposes. So if any auditor comes on board and wants to check your garbage record book, maybe for a specific period, then looking at the garbage record book, the front cover itself, you will know whether it covers that specific period or not. Alright, now let's go into the inside of the record book and see what else is there in the record book. So if you go into the inside of the record book, you will see, let's say on the left side here, it explains the annexes of the record book. So the garbage record book is required as per MARPOL Annex 5. So MARPOL, as you know, is the Convention for Marine Pollution, and it explains what it all contains, what is considered to be garbage. So what is Annex 5? And it explains the Annex 5 in a summary. And also it explains how you have to fill this record book. So record books, before you start filling, you should read these instructions, because see here it says entries in the garbage record book, what entries are to be made. So it explains everything here, how the garbage is categorized. As for this record book, it is categorized under 6 categories. So you have plastics, floating dunnage, ground paper products, ground down paper products, and then food waste, and then incinerator ash. Right, so the description of the garbage is given here, and then what entries are to be made in the garbage record book is mentioned here as well. So when garbage is discharged into the sea, so you have to fill in date and time of discharge, port facility or name of ship if it is discharged into the ship. If it is discharged into the sea, then the position, of course, then category of the garbage discharged. I will explain what category is, and the estimated amount, signature of the officer in charge of the operation. Similarly, if garbage is incinerated or when garbage is discharged to reception facilities, you have to make the entries which are listed here. So it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't have to explain anything here. So what I want to tell you here is that before you start filling the record book, if you haven't filled the record book before, then make sure that you read these instructions. The next thing it is provided here is an explanation on receipts, how the master should obtain the receipts from the port reception facilities in case you have discharged the garbage to the port reception facility. So you must always keep the receipt and keep a copy of it, keep a clean copy of it if it's required. These days you have phones, you can also take a photographic picture of the receipts and keep a photographic evidence with you as well. And then finally, the instructions regarding amount of garbage is also provided below. So you can see the amount of garbage discharge should be estimated in cubic meters. So you have to make sure that you put the amount in cubic meters, not in kgs or tons or any other units, but in cubic meters. And then according to the segregation, of course. So you can't categorize the garbage under one category. You have to categorize under the categories that is explained in the record book. Alright, so these are the instructions given to you. Then over here, it's also the regulation is also explained. So you can see here the marine garbage disposal regulations are explained. This is as per Annex 5. So here it says when can you throw in something overboard or when can you not. So what are the waste or garbage you can throw overboard, what should be the distance of the vessel from the shore at that point of time. So all this is explained here as well in a summary. Ideally you should be very familiar with Annex 5 of MARPOL, but they have provided a summary of the Annex 5 here so that you can use it as a consultation. But make sure if you are in doubt, read up on Annex 5 as well. Make sure your knowledge is very thorough, especially as a chief officer. And then some other instructions are given here as well. Some of the special areas listed below, it is illegal to discharge any garbage. So you can see except that food waste only may be discharged beyond 12 miles offshore. So here the sea areas are mentioned clearly: the Mediterranean Sea, Black Sea, Baltic Sea, Red Sea, Gulf areas, etc. So you can see it's a pretty handy guide for chief officers, and you can look at this. But even after reading all this, if you are in doubt, then you should definitely consult MARPOL Annex 5. Now let's see what is there in the pages where the entries are to be made. Now right from the top you can see it says record of garbage discharge, then it says ship's name, then the distinctive number. Again, I've told you distinctive number is the official number or the call sign, and the IMO number. So every page you have to fill these details. Then it provides the garbage categories. So you can see the garbage categories are provided here. There are 6 categories: plastic, floating dunnage, ground paper products, food waste, and incinerated ash. So category 3 is when paper products, rag, glasses, metals, bottles, crockery are grounded, right? Powdered. And category 4 is when they are not. That is the difference if you are not sure of what they are. So then a note is provided that the discharge of any garbage other than food waste is prohibited in special areas. So it's a quick reminder again of what was written in the previous pages, right? So what are the entries to be made? So the first column is date and time that you are making the discharge, or you are getting rid of the garbage. Then the position of the ship at that point of time. If you are at sea, then the Latin long. If you are in port, then of course the name of the port, and if you want you can put in the lat and long of the port as well. Then the estimated amount discharged to reception facilities or other ship, or you may also put the amount discharged at sea. And then you can see category 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, category 1, category other, everything is written here. So you have to fill it accordingly. Remember, you can't discharge plastics, you can't throw plastics overboard. So that's why category 1 will always be discharged to reception facilities or will be incinerated or something like that. Alright. Then the estimated amount incinerated, and everything is in metric cube. Remember that, in metric cube. You see the unit, so you have to consider that. And then the signature or the certification of the signature by the officer. Most likely it's the chief officer. Most of the times it's the chief officer because he is in charge or she is in charge of the garbage disposal. Right? So many times what chief officers do is they collect the garbage in drums. They know the dimensions of the drums in metric cube, and every drum discharged or every drum sent ashore or every drum incinerated is then considered to be, they know the dimensions, so that's what they consider in calculating the total amount of garbage discharged. So that's what it is in all the pages. There is nothing else in the rest of the pages. So you just have to maintain this record book. Remember, you must make the entries correctly and properly. This is a record book, and if you sign this record book, you are legally now liable or held responsible tomorrow if these entries are not made possible, or if you discharge garbage in areas where you cannot discharge garbage. So make sure that you know the rules. Make sure you consult the master if required, if you are not very sure. But I thought I'll show you the contents of the garbage record book or the basic structure of the record book, because this is often a question asked in the oral examination. Thank you for watching today's video, and let me know what you thought about this video, whether you have any questions or not, and I'll see you soon with my next video. Bye for now.